Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's episode of Ray TV Live. Y'all know who I am, of course. I am your host, Ray the Reptile, and today we're playing a little WWE Mayhem. However, today's episode is going to be a little bit different because I am going to be playing the game, but I'm not going to be commenting on it. You guys can watch the game, have fun, whatever, but today I'm going to be talking about last night's WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view and my thoughts and everything on that. So, before we get going here, we're going to go ahead and start, let's just do a Raw event. We'll just do this for now. Do I have any new characters? No, we're going to stick with this. All right, guys. So here we go. Last night, obviously, like I said, was the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. It is hands down my favorite pay-per-view of the year. And last night's was a really good build-up. And I feel it was actually very well handled. There were some things I had issues with, which I'll talk about here. But overall, I thought it was a solid, decent pay-per-view. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that the pay-per-view plus pre-show was 6 hours long. Now, here's the deal. I love wrestling, but that is way too long. The pre-show itself could have been cut down to an hour. A lot of the pre-show matches didn't really feel like they had importance. That's just my feeling. With that being said, I'll touch real quickly on the matches that they had on the pre-show. So that was a new pinning animation. That's interesting. So they had it started off with the 205 Live crew, which was Drew Gulak, TJP, and Jack Gallagher versus the new team of the Lucha Liberation, Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado. I mean, don't get me wrong, those guys can put on a good match, but there was no need for it. It was something they could have saved for 205 Live or done something like that, but whatever, it is what it is. Following up next was the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson versus the Revival, Dash and Dawson. Another decent match. Gallows and Anderson go over. Again, the whole thing didn't feel necessary. Then they had the big build-up to Bobby Roode and his United States title open challenge, which apparently is now what everyone does with the U.S. title. It used to be a John Cena thing, but now I guess everyone has to have a U.S. open title challenge. So they had a really good chance to do something shocking right away. Obviously, they were saving a lot of the shocking stuff for the Rumble itself. But they could have done something really cool. Instead, they had Mojo Rawley come out, which I still don't understand why they're pushing that guy as much as they are. I don't feel he's that talented, but you know what? More power to them. Their company, they do what they want. Anyway, so obviously Bobby got the win there. Fairly predictable pre-show. Decent matches. Nothing real special. For me, the highlight was seeing Alundra Blaze, Medusa. Seeing her do some of the kickoff panel stuff. I was really disappointed, though, that she didn't seem like the way she spoke and the way she talked about the event and all this stuff, I don't know if she still watches wrestling, honestly. Which, you know what? So be it. I understand. If you get out of the business and you don't watch it anymore, that's all fine and dandy. Pardon me. But unfortunately, when you're going to be a special guest on a panel or something like that, I would hope you'd know the product. I know JBL asked her numerous times questions about the show, and all she kept doing was talking about how she could beat them all up, and it didn't feel right. So, but it was good to see her because obviously I grew up watching her. So, otherwise, moving on to the actual pay-per-view, it started off fairly well with a good match between I'm blanking now. See, there was the tag title matches. It was the AJ Styles. He's in the ring here in the 2-on-1 handicap match, and that was for a handicap match. It was done very well. I was really shocked by that. I didn't expect it. Obviously, building up the storyline with the fact that Sammy was not able to tag Kevin Owens. However, Kevin Owens was the one that got pinned by AJ. Again, great advancement of the story without doing the same type of finish all over and over. But as someone once said in the commentary during the show, and I don't know who it was, they made the comment, never has a title changed hands in a handicap match. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's the deal. I don't want AJ to lose. I love AJ Styles. But the thing is, if a title has never changed hands in a handicap match, why was this one going to be any different? Obviously, it was not. AJ won. There was some controversy. He'll set up another match. So be it. It is what it is. So it was kind of weird, but so be it. Then we moved on to the Usos and Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable 2 out of 3 falls match, which was very well done. The thing that shocked me about that one is the fact that Usos went 2-0. The fans were really behind the Usos, which was really cool because I'm a big Usos fan. I think they are hands down the best tag team in the WWE today, if not the world. And that new animation, Fried Knuckle, maybe. But I know they won my Tag Team of the Year for 2017 on Twitter, and I gave them mad props for their feuds with the New Day and everything like that. So they were hands down my favorite. It just, damn it, Cena cannot beat Cena. It was weird seeing Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable as the heels, if you will, because the fact that the crowd kept booing them. And then a small package in 1, 2, 3, and the Usos get the win. So, good match. Kind of turning Usos' face a little bit, but then again, it was Philly, so they were a little weird and dicks at the same time. I'll get into that a little bit here, too. Because then right away, we roll into the Royal Rumble match for the men. Now, here's the deal. Obviously, I know the women's thing is the first ever women's Rumble and everything like that. But the only reason the women went on last is because of Ronda Rousey. Hands down. And I stand by that statement. I don't like it. I don't think it was well done. And matter of fact, instead of talking about the men's, instead of going in order and talking about the men's, I'll talk about the women's real quick because the women's was highly predictable, obviously. We all knew that Asuka was going to take the Royal Rumble, which is fine. I believe she's ready for it. She's done her thing. And we knew there was going to be a lot of surprises from the past. Now, not many of them surprised me because of the fact that with Raw 25 and everything like that, Tori Wilson would have been a big surprise if she wasn't at Raw 25, but she was just in Raw 25. Kelly, same way. And by the way, I think both of those two women, Tori Wilson and Kelly, are two of the most overrated women that the WWE has ever seen. They are not talented at all. As you've seen by Kelly's moves last night, she was horrid. So, but that's just my comments there. So, but it was really good to see Trish. It was really cool to see Lita. Lita had a very cool thing going on with her arm. She had written all over her arm a bunch of the women that could not be there, whether it be passed away or anything like that. I know I've seen Luna Vachon's name. I've seen Chyna. I forget some of the other ones I've seen on there, but that was really kind of a cool tribute. Lita definitely showed some ring rust, which was a shame, but you know what? She almost hurt herself on that moonsault. I was shocked at that, but she went in there, she did her thing. Obviously, Trish Stratus coming out. Trish and Mickey stole the show, having their little feud again, which was really kind of cool. So, going into that was really awesome. Really disappointed that they pushed the Bellas like they did. I don't understand why they think the Bellas are the hottest thing in the world, because they sure as hell are not. But anyway, that's what they're going to do. Need upgrades. So, but I was really nervous whenever Nikki got into the finals there, because I was afraid that she was going to become Nikki was going to win it over Asuka. But again, obviously Asuka got it. Asuka should have then been able to announce who she was going to challenge, but no, Ronda Rousey had to come out and interrupt that. And here's the deal, guys. I don't have anything against Ronda Rousey. She is amazingly talented and everything like that, but she's coming into sports entertainment from UFC. She has absolutely no training in the WWE style or anything like that. And you know, I understand that it's predetermined and script, but it takes a lot of practice and everything like that. So the fact that she's going to come in and she's going to get put right out in the front line, and now she's pointing at the WrestleMania sign, and we're going to get Charlotte versus Rousey at WrestleMania, and Rousey's probably going to take the title in what may be her debut match. Is going to be horrible and stupid, but that's my opinion. So anyway, she came out, interrupted Asuka. Asuka never got to pick who she wanted to face, and therefore that's how it went off the air. So flashback to, let's do the other two matches real quick here. We got the Raw Tag Title match with Jason Jordan doing the injury storyline, and Seth Rollins going in there by himself and kind of trying to defend the title. Jason Jordan being a little crybaby, and the Bar gets the title win. I'm okay with that. Sheamus and Cesaro are a phenomenal tag team and highly deserve the tag belts. Not much more said about that. Obviously, it's a team that got thrown together because of Dean Ambrose's injury. Maybe they can go farther with it now with Jason Jordan and fully turn him heel or whatever they're going to do with him. Either way, I don't care. Universal title match was the most predictable thing in the world because of the fact that Kane was put in that match simply for one reason and one reason only, and that was so Brock Lesnar could keep the title without losing, or without making Braun Strowman lose momentum, because Strowman is the big, powerful guy, and if you do the whole, oh my gosh, I got the nature boy, woo! If you have Strowman lose right away to Brock, you really kill his momentum. So unfortunately, they had to do the fact that they had to bring in Kane. They had to do that whole story where he could pin Kane, and it is what it is. It was a decent match. It wasn't that bad. Kane felt really out of place. Kane, phenomenal talent, been around forever, but no offense, he had no reason to be inside that match. But whatever. So then we move on to the Men's Royal Rumble. The Men's Royal Rumble was very well done with some funny surprises, some good surprises. They had only announced 18 guys, so there was a lot of interesting ones. For me, one of the highlights was Heath Slater on the outside, getting knocked down by Baron Corbin to begin with, and then for about 4 or 5 entries, every time someone came out, they hit him. And it was hilarious until Sheamus threw him in, and they got eliminated right away by Heath Slater. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was great. Thought it was hilarious. Very well done. We had some fun surprises like the Hurricane. Goldust coming in. I know, mind you, he wasn't surprised because he's been around, but the fact that he got in for his 12th Rumble, I think it is, very cool. And then the big one for me, the return of Rey Mysterio, who looked amazingly good, great shape. First time I've seen him without either his knee braces or a shirt on in a long time. Looked very good, and I'm hoping he's back on a more permanent basis. Going into that itself, I had picked Roman Reigns because I know it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So I had picked Roman, figuring that would set it all up, and I was almost right. Surprisingly, they decided to give it to Shinsuke Nakamura, who's going to take on AJ Styles, which is going to be really good. The thing is the fact that we have 2 pay-per-views coming up before that. So if you sit there and you book up a match between Shinsuke and AJ Styles, but we have both the Elimination Chamber, which is the Raw pay-per-view, and Fastlane, which is the SmackDown pay-per-view, how are you going to build up an actual match with AJ defending the title if you're building up Shinsuke versus AJ for Mania? It doesn't make sense. In my opinion, you need to get rid of the 2 pay-per-views between between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, or at least have one pay-per-view and have it build up the other titles, not the main championship, not the one that is affected by the Royal Rumble. It doesn't make sense, and it causes your storyline to fizzle out too quickly. Again, these opinions are my own. I would love to have a group conversation with a bunch of y'all guys, but unfortunately that just ain't happening right now because no one's sitting here with me. But like I said, the overall event itself I thought was very well done. I enjoyed it. There were some good surprises. I felt there could have been a couple changes. I would love to see Finn Balor take the Rumble over Shinsuke. I feel he's ready for the main show more than Shinsuke. But I'm not trying to take anything away from Nakamura. He's obviously done his thing over in New Japan, and he knows how to do a crowd. But the thing is the fact that he's not done the WWE thing as much. So, who knows? I could be wrong. Either way, I will admit, Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles is going to be an amazing match. It's just, and then, I tapped out. And then, obviously, over on Raw, we're going to have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. So, it was a good show. It's leading up to a very predictable Royal Rumble. The only surprise right now being Nakamura versus Styles, which will be a good match. Ronda Rousey is going to take on Charlotte. Asuka is going to take on Alexa Bliss. A tag title match. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. And then obviously this week, tonight on Raw we should get a couple cool surprises, and then on Tuesday, I know the only big thing that's going to happen on Tuesday, obviously, we'll get the build-up between AJ and Nakamura, but then the announcement of the 205 general manager to figure out what they're going to do with the Cruiserweight title. Heavy rumors saying that it could be Mysterio himself as the general manager, which is good, but is he going to wrestle then? Or, I mean, we don't know yet. So, either way, okay, Cass, calm down. Either way, it should be a decent week for wrestling as we go into, we started the official road to WrestleMania as we're just started it last night in the Royal Rumble. But yeah, so, I was hoping I got it. That would have been a great point in the video on, but I got to beat them up a little bit more. So anyway, guys, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed the show last night. If you have any other ideas how you want me to discuss, like the WWE and the pay-per-views and things like that, let me know. I'm up to ideas. I'd love to have a group chat sometime, but we'll see what we can do, okay? Otherwise, guys, as AJ Styles pins Big Cass, that's all I got for you today. So, until the next episode of Ray TV, if you liked it, hit the like button down below, subscribe for episodes Monday through Friday, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace! See ya! Really? Did I end the video on a loading screen? Suck.